I know in my spirit I have something to say, but how it's going to come out, pan out, I don't know. So I'm just going to roll with it. But I know in my spirit I'm I need to be having the camera rolling. But this is a Rose of Sharon, and I heard you can eat. They're edible, and they're edible, and all parts of them they say are edible. The bulbs, the leaves, the flowers, petals, they say they're edible. But I was just walking around the garden this morning, and this is a sunflower. I brought it in the house because it looked like it was basically trying to be on its last legs. So I bought it and broke it off and brought it in the house, and hopefully something happened with it. But like I said, I don't really know where this conversation is going to go. But turn this around. I don't really know where the conversation is headed towards. But I was walking around my garden. For one, I was walking around the garden, and I heard my spirit say, How how are you going to compare this garden to your life? Here's the Rose of Sharon tree. And research that because, you know, I don't, research this, but this is the Rose of Sharon tree. They grow everywhere, all over, the United States, the world, or whatever, I guess. But yeah, they say all parts of it is edible. So that's good to know that that's right in the area, immediate area. But again, I was walking around my garden as I usually do, kind of every morning. And I heard in my spirit, how is your garden comparing to your life? And then it branched out to, how is the garden representing our life? How is the garden representing what's going on in the world? So I'm like, wow, where is this going? So I'm just going to go follow my spirit with what I'm saying. For example, right here, these beans, they're growing, but they do not look happy. They do not look happy. For one, they're confined in brick, and they're in, to me, because I'm sort of, I don't like too much commercialized stuff. I like organic things and people and everything. I just kind of like raw, in living color, natural stuff. I've never been the type to indulge in too much commercialism. But anyway, it's in fertilizer, store-bought fertilizer. Not saying none of this is wrong, but this plant does not look happy. So I guess it needs water or something. But again, to me, how could this represent our life? It's confined. It's in brick. It can't move. It's stifled. Ugh. But you're growing. But you're stuck. It's only so much you can do. Who could be happy in environments like that? But again, how can the garden represent my life, our life, what's going on in the world? Now this here, I don't know if it's weed, but I think it's something I planted. It has to be. Man, I refuse to say that's some darn weed, but when I tasted it, it don't taste like nothing I know of. So I'm going to have to find out, look on some pictures and see what is this? Because I'll be darned if it's some weed. It's not weed. But, okay, another thing I've noticed regarding the garden, how could it represent my life, our life, what's going on in the world? I noticed that, like over there where the other part of the garden is, it's overtaken by the grass, the weeds, or whatever. So what I'm observing, I've got to learn from what I'm doing. I've got to learn. When I put down, because I worked this ground. I dug it up and covered it, put down food scraps, for the put whatever. So I did all of that. So what I'm observing regarding the grass trying to overtake the garden, on this side, I have heavy mulch down. And so the grass is not overtaking this side, because I got the mulch is laid down more heavier than, for example, the grass being right here surrounding the stuff that's growing that I planted, because grass is coming, but it's because, for one, I don't see any mulch. The mulch has thinned out, because I only put a small layer, but I'm noticing if you put mulch, that grass is not coming up through that mulch. And I just noticed this morning too, the sunflower here, and it very much lightened my heart, because I don't like to keep being discouraged about my garden, my stuff I'm trying to do, learn how to grow food. I don't want to be discouraged. So I have to find the solutions, which is what we have to do in our life. I don't want my job harder. So I have to find what can I do to make my job easier. I don't want to always keep maintaining something, pulling up grass, pulling up weeds. So that sunflower, it lighted my heart when I saw it. That was like God saying, you got this. We got this. So thank you, Father. But, so yes, heavy mulch. I noticed there's no grass growing within this bed of the edibles here. Only a small amount of grass I see growing. But the lesson I've learned from this here is put down the mulch. So my question is, okay, Father, I see the solution. Put down mulch. That will control the grass. But am I going to have to be stuck to buying mulch all the time? I don't want mulch for me to keep going to the store, getting mulch. I don't want mulch to be used if I have to keep buying mulch. So now I guess my solution will be, what can I use instead of mulch to keep the grass down? One man at this business that I went to get some labels and stuff, on his garden, he has like indoor outdoor carpet or something, somewhat, or the low flat, something like this here. He has something like this covering his floor of his bed, of his garden. He laid down that type of rug so the grass, weeds don't come up. Yeah, if I had a lot of that, I wouldn't mind doing that either. But and then I thought of the grass needles, but I see in here the grass needles the grass is growing amongst those grass needles. It's like it's encouraging the growth of the grass where the grass needles are. So I can't use the not grass needles, the pine needles. The pine needles. So I don't want to use the pine needles because it seems like it's encouraging the growth of the grass. It's breaking down. The pine needles are breaking down, but then there's a lot of grass growing where I see a lot of pine needles. So, let's look at the garlic bed. The garlic bed, and I dug it all up, but I didn't put down any mulch, no mulch. So grass is like growing crazy in there. So it was like, okay, how is this representing my life, our life, the world's life? In spite of us growing and doing what we're doing, we really have to watch. Are we really keeping the environment surrounding our growth? Are we doing what measures that need to be done to protect our growth? Because either way, you're going to grow, but who wants to keep being involved with all of the, look how the grass is just overtaking the beans and turnips in this bed. I mean, it's a pretty thick layer of grass. And we're going to grow. We're going to grow. But are we protecting the environment that we're trying to grow in? Because we can make our growth much not pleasant. You're going to grow, but do you want to be suffocated by unnecessary, unsightly things? Now see here, I put down mulch basically kind of in between the rows of these. But again, the mulch got to be kind of heavy layered. So I am finding out that it does hold back that grass from growing, that mulch. But I don't want mulch to be an expense. I'm on a fixed income. I can't keep doing what I want to do and have to include something that's going to be costly. I don't care if mulch is cheap or whatever. I prefer to spend my mulch on something else. My money on something else. So yeah, we're going to grow in this new world, or in our life period. We're going to grow. But are you setting the environment for your growth? Going forward, are we setting the environment for our growth? Yeah, see, the mulch is the answer, but God is going to have to show me something else, because I plan on doing what I do, learning what I learn, and I don't want the dollar bill to determine whether it's successful or not. I don't want money to be the answer to my problems. The Bible says something about money answers all problems, but God answers all problems, not money. God does. So I don't want money to be the answer to my life's problems. I'm not naive, I'm not crazy, but I know no, money is not the answer to my problem, this problem. So yeah, we have to set the right environment for our growth, because we don't want to have so much unnecessary stuff in our success, in our happiness, in our peace, in our love, joy. You know, there's ways to solve situations, invasions, you know, things that's invading our heart space, mind space. There are solutions. And I know the answer, it always usually is right up under our nose. And it always usually is something that is right around us. It's, you know, yeah, it's right around us. The answers are right around us. But are we going to have the eyes and ears to see and hear, and the rational reason mindset? Because I won't be pushed to give up my garden. Because at first I said, okay, let me show you how I have to reason. I know I have a big vision of a food forest, growing my own food. So I'm learning as I go what will make it easier for me, because I'm getting older. I don't want to make the hustle and bustle of the past lifestyle, been there, done that. I don't want to put hustle and bustle into growing my own food regarding the garden and food forest either. I understand I have to be a good steward and accountable and manage, but I don't need it to become a prisoner of maintaining anything I do. I don't want nothing to make it a you know, like it's just mandatory every day. I got to do this, got to do that. No, that's not the lifestyle I'm creating. That's not the world I'm creating. I want a free spirited lifestyle that everything maintains itself. If it requires me to babysit daily, every day, back breaking, that's not for me. So I said, okay, once all of this grow, I'm pulling it up and I'm just going to plant my trees instead of planting my garden, my food, because I don't want to have to keep digging grass and pulling and looking. So no. And so I said, I'll just put it in some containers. That way they'll be contained. But again, I really don't want to be able to, unless I could find, I don't want to have to buy soil and all of this and all of that. I don't want that. That's not what I'm creating going forward. To have to depend on store-bought soil and stuff. So I guess my answer is God is going to have to show me how to keep down the grass, and I will have to find some sort of mulch that is natural mulch, nature's mulch. And Father, you will show me. You will show me. You will show me. If I have to crumble up wood, make my own mulch, I don't know, but God will show me, because the answer is right around me. I know it is. We shouldn't have to be forced to do something just because that's the way it's always been done or however. But again, I don't want to make my life to have to depend on nothing that's store-bought or nothing that's forced on me to have to maintain, and you know, it's laborious. No, I'm getting older, and that's not the world I'm creating. I'm creating an easy lifestyle. Everything is sustaining itself. we all maintaining itself. I can manage, but we have to be able to take care of ourselves. I'm not going to be out here every day, all day, doing this, doing that. No, I'll show you love, but everything I do and go for it, it has to be self-sufficient, basically. Take care of itself. So, but that's regarding our lives, this world. We show love, but I'm not your God. We're not its God. Everything is free to be. But can we be together in harmony? Grass, you could be free to be, but we're going to have to find a way that we could let you have your way somewhere else, and whatever the case may be. But one day I will mow this yard or whatever. Whenever my spirit moved me to do it, I will do it. Because for real, this is a job. And I'm not going to say I bit off more than I could chew. No, God don't give us nothing of too much we can't handle. So in God's timing, everything will be maintained and taken care of. But I'm waiting to see what he's going to do. Because I took this leap of faith, and it's like we get to the point things feel like, wow, what did I do? But no, we can't turn back. That's not the answer. We can't let it consume us and we give up. That's not the answer. So everything is beautiful. Good morning. Yeah, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. So I guess in our lives, sometimes we could feel that we have a whole lot to what, like, it's only me, Father. It's just little old me. But because we have dreams and visions. What is the garden saying about us, me, the world? There is hope. There is hope. No matter how unseemly, unpleasant, overwhelming, there is hope. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Keep doing what we do. Create your world. Protect your surroundings. Protect your heart. Protect your mind. Protect your spirit. Keep growing. No matter what it looks like, feel like, there is hope. But care, love, live and let live. It is what it is. But how are we going to stay in control of our spirit? Because stuff is around us, and much as we can, we could keep it from being around us, but we're in the world, but we're not of it. So let's be inspired by the garden. What is it telling us about our life, this world? Stay in hope.